So they thought it was their secret was safe. Deep beneath the Illinois Capitol, Democrats have been meeting in underground tunnels to draw election maps. So my name's Tom. I'm a White House correspondent for the Next News Network, and I'm filling in with Gary Franchi while he heads to Ron Paul's 90th birthday celebration, which we'll be covering live this Saturday. But today we've uncovered something that'll make your blood boil. While Democrats scream about Texas redistricting, they've perfected the art of rigging elections in their own states. Massachusetts has 0 Republican congressmen despite 40% Trump support. New York, Illinois, they're all gerrymandered beyond recognition. And Greg Gutfeld just exposed their game, and what he revealed will shock you. The hypocrisy runs deeper than those tunnels. And we even have some exclusive comments to the Next News Network from candidates in those Illinois gerrymandered districts. These are the very same ones that Trump said were the worst in the entire country. So you guys go ahead and stay with me on this one. It's going to be great. So if you guys are getting close to retirement or just thinking ahead, you've probably done a solid job of saving. But here's something most people don't consider. How much of that money is just sitting in cash? It might feel safe, but holding too much cash guarantees one thing. You're losing purchasing power. Inflation eats away at it, and the dollar's value keeps slipping. And that's why more people are looking at real assets like physical gold and silver to protect their savings. And one company that makes it easy, Noble Gold Investments. You can buy gold or silver, coins or bars, and have them shipped to your home or stored securely. It's a smart way to convert cash into something that actually holds value. Noble Gold is fair, transparent, and they don't pressure you, just solid information and real options. So visit nextnewsgold.com and get started. So, just like protecting your wealth requires real assets, protecting our republic requires real transparency. And what Democrats have been doing in the shadows would make the founding fathers spin in their graves. So let me break this down. Gerrymandering is when politicians draw voting lines to guarantee that their party wins, no matter what voters actually want. They create districts that look like snakes, scorpions, or Swiss cheese, whatever the heck they're doing. And it takes to pack opposition voters into as few districts as possible. It's insane. It's how you can have a state where 40% Republican, but Democrats win 90% of the seats. It's election rigging in broad daylight. And nobody's perfected this dark art like the Democrats. So here's Greg Gutfeld laying out the brutal truth about Democrat gerrymandering, hypocrisy, and let's watch how they squirm when their own tactics get exposed. Check this out.
Joke. Everything Republicans do is a response to everything Democrats do. The founding of the Republican Party was a response to the Democrat Party and their obsessional love with slavery. They couldn't let go. The Dems mastered the art of gerrymandering. They also promoted open borders, like you said, to inflate the census count, to get more representation. They wanted D.C. and Puerto Rico to be a state. They wanted to get rid of the Electoral College. They love things and they hate things. They love things and they hate things, just like filibustering. Remember that? Yep. Now I can't remember. Do they love it or hate it now?
They hate it now.
They hate it now. So they like the rules unless they like the little strategies unless you're using them. And, Jessica brought up the Massachusetts thing. All 9 reps are Dems, but something close to 40% supported Trump. What does that tell you? 43% of New York went to Trump, and 7 of their districts, only 7 are Republican. 3 of Illinois' seats are Republican out of 17, but they went for Trump for 43%. What does that tell you? Lastly, I agree with Jesse. I think the Dems hate gerrymandering because if all the states did it, they would be destroyed. Mm-hmm. And they cannot call this bluff. They cannot call this bluff. So, and in the war of redistricting, they had to run. Again, they act like a child, do something theatrical in response to what is an adult challenge. I have no sympathy for them. They need bigger balls.
So,
I love Greg Gutfeld. So get this straight, guys. 43% of New York voted Trump, yet only 7 out of 26 districts are Republican. And that's not representation. That's literal manipulation. The hypocrisy gets worse. Stephen Miller just destroyed their narrative with facts that they cannot escape. This isn't about fairness. It's about power, plain and simple. Check this out.
The Democrats have gerrymandered this country beyond recognition. Republicans won in the biggest blue states, about 40% of the vote in the last election. States like California and New York, according to the official tally, but only got 20% of the vote. So I'm talking about the House Republicans here. In 2024, House Republicans won a 3-time larger popular vote margin than in 2010. In 2010, they picked up 63 seats. In 2024, 4 seats, even though they won, again, a 3-time larger victory in the popular vote margin, House Republicans. At every level of this country, Illinois, Chicago, New York, Massachusetts, Democrats have gerrymandered the vote beyond recognition to try to maintain their advantage in the House elections. On top of that, let's not forget, Democrats rigged the 2020 census by including illegal aliens. Remember, they sued Donald Trump. They sued the administration. They fought tooth and nail to include illegal aliens in the census. 20 to 30 of House Democrat seats wouldn't exist but for illegal aliens. Texas is taking just a small corrective step against this ocean of fraud, this ocean of abuse by the corrupt Democrat Party, Sean.
Stephen Miller nails it every single time. He called this an ocean of fraud. And he's right. Texas is taking a small step to correct massive Democrat abuse. And check this out, guys. All right, look at your screen right now. So you see that whole red area that's on the screen. That is the Illinois 17th congressional district. Look how it starts all the way up on the top. You see a little red circle? It cuts around the left side of the state. It comes out way out to the edge of the state, and then it cuts around a bunch of areas, and it goes back to the center of it. And that is to literally keep it a 52 to 55% Democrat district, because if they drew it the old way, they would literally have like 5 or 6 additional Republican seats. And Illinois is one of the worst states. And it gets even worse than this. If you guys have not, look up Illinois House district maps, look up Illinois State Senate maps, and it gets even crazier. They cut out individual neighborhoods. They'll cut blocks away where there's an extra 5 or 6 Republican votes. And we've got it's so crazy how bad it is. And this is where it gets personal. I called 2 of the candidates in Illinois who are in the worst gerrymandered districts in the country, and they both gave us exclusive input into their district corrupt shapes. Right now, we're going to hear from Dylan Vancel, who's running in Illinois' congressional 17th district, which is the one we just saw on the screen. It's one of the worst gerrymandered districts in the entire country. It's the same one Stephen Colbert mocked on national TV as just being drawn on the outside of the state and being insanely shaped. So let's listen to this warrior speak truth to power.
That district Colbert brought up on national television, that's my district. I campaign in it every single day. I actually just got home from an event this evening. And JB Pritzker, before you decide to take on Texas, you need to look in the mirror. Illinois is the most gerrymandered state in the nation. My name is Dylan Vancel, and I'm running to win the gerrymandered 17th district here in Illinois.
And you guys, I know Dylan very well, and he is one of the hardest working candidates out there, and he's doing his best to try to overcome this insane district. It's a winnable seat. And Illinois is the most gerrymandered state in the nation. We can't say that enough. And guys, we are just getting started on this. So we're pulling up. This is the famous Scorpion Tail district that Stephen Colbert talked about the other night. You see how it starts in the bottom left near St. Louis, which is predominantly Democrat, and then it goes through a really Republican section, and then it goes up into like Decatur, Decatur and Champaign and other areas that are super hardcore Democrat. And that's just to disenfranchise the majority conservative vote that it will be. It's another 55%, and they put in just enough of the area to like really mess things up. And that's not a district, that's a theft, guys. Jeff Wilson, he's a congressional candidate for Illinois 13, the now infamous Scorpion Tail district we just highlighted, and he's revealing the truth about how that district disenfranchises voters. Check this out.
I am calling for a full investigation into Illinois Redistricting Committee and fight for a nonpartisan citizen-led commission, because voters should pick their leaders, not the other way around. Illinois has 17 representatives, but only 3 are Republicans. We all know that that is not democracy, that is dominion. The system is rigged, and the people of Illinois are being silenced. Just look at District 13. Stephen Colbert called it out and stated, a scorpion with a tail stretched across the state, drawn not to represent us, but to manipulate elections. While the DOJ investigates Texas for gerrymandering, Illinois perfected it. And the irony, Texas Democratic legislators fled here to protest gerrymandering. to the most gerrymandered state in America. Politicians shouldn't choose who their voters are. You should. Your voice matters, and it's my goal to take your voice to Washington, D.C., to have fair and just representation. Thank you, Tom McCullough, Gary Franchi, and the Next News Network for helping push out nationally and calling out the hypocrisy of Illinois Democrats.
He's another great guy, guys. And he said, a scorpion with its tail stretched across the state. That's not democracy. That's dominion. And those secret tunnel meetings, that's where democracy goes to die. So WGN's Ben Bradley went underground, literally, to expose where Democrats draw their crooked maps. And what he found proves the conspiracy is real. This footage is absolutely damning, guys. Check this out. This is insane.
Hey, I'm WGN's Ben Bradley. Have you heard about the Texas Democratic lawmakers who fled the state? Some have taken refuge here in Illinois. They're trying to block Republicans from approving a new political map engineered to increase GOP seats.
We come here today with absolute moral clarity.
They are attempting to cheat. And, I think we all know Donald Trump is a cheater.
But here's the thing. Illinois Democrats have their own rich history in map making, and it's not exactly pure as the driven snow.
The fact that Governor Pritzker is inserting himself in what's going on in Texas is the height of hypocrisy.
Back in 2021, State Capitol report revealed how maps are really made by the Democrats who dominate Illinois politics. In a building next to the Capitol, through a tunnel past furniture storage, he found an unmarked but locked room where Dems were being summoned to draw districts.
It's just all preliminary drafts being drawn for each district.
Could I go in?
Yeah, we gotta get started.
Why not? I thought it was transparent.
I don't make the rules. I don't have the key either.
Illinois Democrats have used their control to expand their supermajorities in the legislature and reduce Republican-leading congressional districts to just 3. We asked Governor Pritzker, isn't that kind of hypocritical?
Look, the fact that we are very good in Illinois about delivering for the people of Illinois and that people react to that and vote for our candidates is very different than cheating mid-decade by rewriting the rules because their cult leader, Donald Trump, tells them to do it.
Said the buffet leader, J.B. Pritzker. So, unmarked rooms, locked doors, no transparency, and Governor Pritzker has a nerve to lecture Texas? The height of hypocrisy doesn't even begin to describe this, guys. And Brian Harrison called out CNN's bias on redistricting, and their response proved his point perfectly. So watch how they protect Democrats while attacking Republicans for doing the same thing. Check this out.
Yes. CNN got very angry with me because they were criticizing our redistricting. I held up a map of Illinois and I put it in the camera and I told the host, I was like, did you or anybody at CNN ever drag Pritzker, put his face on TV and say, defend Illinois 13, which is a map. The district is like the size of a pinky that runs all the way across the entire state. And then CNN didn't like that very much. So they brought me back on. I was on 15 Minutes with Caitlin Collins, the first 15 minutes of her show. And they did their best to fact check me to say, no, we covered it. But every clip they showed wasn't one single excerpt of CNN ever asking any Democrat in any Democrat state, legislator or governor, to defend the gerrymandering that's been going on. So unintentionally, CNN proved the point that you and the posse and I all know to be true. These Democrats, it's nothing but projection. That's what's going on right now. Pure hypocrisy.
Yeah.
These people are fundamentally dishonest frauds.
So get this, not one single Democrat ever questioned about their gerrymandering. And CNN proved that they're nothing but partisan hacks protecting their masters, guys. Even when confronted with evidence, Pritzker tries to gaslight America. His defense of Illinois' rigged maps is laughable. And watch him squirm under this questioning. Check this out.
If we can get rid of any kind of partisan gerrymandering across the entire United States all at once, I absolutely favor that. Let me remind you that when Nikki Budzinski was running in her district for the very first time, everybody said those were competitive races. So you can't tell me that these were drawn so that only Democrats could win. There are often races, there's certainly areas where you're probably not going to have.
Hey guys, sorry about that. The audio was being a little bit crazy on that one. So It's just more J.B. Pritzker lying and telling everybody how everything's super fair to everybody else except them, and that they had to do it a certain way. They had an independent, bipartisan kindergartens drawing in the maps with crayons in the basement, trying to make a joke out of him stealing another 8 or 9 congressional seats from Illinois. We could have 11 seats, easy, but. Just because Democrats win doesn't mean it wasn't gerrymandered. That's of course. And that's just like saying because the casino always wins doesn't mean the game is rigged. CNN tried to defend Democrat gerrymandering and got absolutely destroyed with facts. And California Republicans get 40% of votes, but only 17% of the seats. Watch these guys scramble from the light. It's like cockroaches.
Washington, what's the difference? Do you think, you're a Democrat, I'm not. Do you think Democrats who vote for these people in Texas want to see them running or fighting? That's just a simple question.
I just want to clear up where Democrats are with the redistricting fight. What they want is an independent commission. Texas Democrats introduced legislation in Texas that, of course, went nowhere because Republicans don't want an independent commission. What is there in California? An independent commission. Democrats would prefer a fair process and an independent commission.
Sochi,
no, it is. That's exactly. I'm not done. They wanted an independent commission, and the only reason that they're doing this is because Texas Republicans are not playing it fair to Texans, and they're trying to rig the system ahead of the midterm elections.
I think Democrats
and
look
President
politically
Trump said
weak.
that.
I think Democrats look politically feckless, and it's not going to benefit you guys next
Regarding
year.
California, Republicans get about 40% of the vote, and they have 17% of the congressional seats, so not a great example. But number two, if it's rigging the election, that's your words, in Texas, is it going to be rigging the election when all these Democrats who say they're going to gerrymander in the other state, are you also going to argue that they're rigging the election or just in Texas?
Yes,
and have the elections been rigged in Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, New Mexico, Hawaii, Oregon, Washington, and Rhode Island? Have they been rigged there as well? Because there, the proportion of Republican vote comes nowhere near what they have in Congress.
So is anybody surprised by this? Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, they're all rigged for Democrats. And where's the outrage, guys? Where's the investigations? And President Trump, he's calling out Democrats who literally fled Texas to avoid voting. Those cowards abandoned their duty, and Trump's not letting them get away with it. There's a vote on the table right now to protect the people that are in the floodwaters and try to get their houses back, and they fled the state. Check this out.
Well, I think they've abandoned the state. Nobody's seen anything like it, even though they've done it twice before. And in a certain way, it almost looks like they've abandoned the state. It looks very bad. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Should the FBI get involved? Should the FBI get involved?
Well, they may have to. They may have to. No, I know they want him back. Not only the attorney general, the governor wants him back. If you look, I mean, the governor of Texas is demanding they come back. So a lot of people are demanding they come back. You can't just sit it out. You have to go back. You have to fight it out. That's what elections are all about.
Trump could not have said it better. He said, you can't just sit it out. You have to fight. That's what elections are all about. Unless you're a Democrat drawing maps in secret tunnels, that is. So if you guys got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is coming up. So this isn't just about lines on a map. It's about the soul of our republic. When Democrats draw districts in secret tunnels, when they create scorpion-shaped monstrosities that mock the very concept of representation, they're stealing your voice. Massachusetts Democrats represent 100% of Congress with only 60% of the vote. Illinois has 17 districts, but only 3 Republican seats, despite 43% Trump support. This is taxation without representation on steroids. They scream about democracy while literally meeting underground like some political mafia to rig elections. Every American should be outraged. Every patriot should demand investigations. Because if we don't stop this now, your vote won't matter. Only their maps will. So here's my question, guys. Should drawing electoral maps in secret be a federal crime? Yes or no? Drop your answer in the comments, guys. And while you're fired up, check out our merch shop, link below. Wear your rebellion proudly. And again, this is Tom McCullough, White House correspondent for the Next News Network. And this fight, guys, is just beginning. God bless.